person is driving me crazy. You're gonna arm yourself with topics that you know aren't gonna cause arguments. Hello, I'm Alli Drew. Welcome to my channel. I'm a retired attorney, and you're here because you're about to visit a difficult relative, and I know that can be very, very stressful. But today I'm going to give you a bag of tricks that you can bring with you to get through that visit. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you go to visit these difficult people is you want to stay away from those minefields. You want to stay away from those topics that are going to cause a big blowout with that difficult person. So how do you do that? You're going to arm yourself with neutral topics. What I mean by that is you're going to arm yourself with topics that you know aren't going to cause arguments. Topics like sports, what's going on in the world of sports. Maybe bring up conversations about pets, what's been going on with their pets, what's been going on with your pets. Maybe a conversation about recipes, fashion. You know what topics are benign, what topics are neutral, what topics aren't going to cause arguments. So you want to bring in your mind a list of topics that are just neutral, that you know you can discuss with this difficult relative, that won't cause friction between you and that other person. You want to keep the conversation light, neutral, and cordial. So you want to steer the conversation to these just really light subjects. So that's one trick you can use when you go visit these difficult people. You can also use the bathroom. Nobody's going to follow you into the bathroom. And you can also use the bathroom as your therapist office. Go into the bathroom if they're just starting to drive you crazy and do what I call silent venting. Go in there, just clench your fists and just say, this person is driving me crazy. Just clench your fists and do that silent venting. Go in there, take your deep breaths. Go in there, empty out the toxicity. Maybe go in the bathroom, say a couple of prayers to God, to your higher power. If you're a spiritual person, just use that time in the bathroom to, take a pause and get recentered, because your goal in that visit is not to start an argument, especially if you're going to visit an elderly parent who may not be around. You want to make sure that you leave that person without an argument, so that your slate is clean in case they pass away. So again, use your bathroom as your therapist's office. If this difficult person tries to engage you in a crazy conversation about something that they know you disagree with, then you can say to them, that sounds possible, or that sounds interesting. You can sort of agree with them without actually agreeing with them, you can use sort of a neutral phrase like, sounds interesting, or that sounds possible. So you can, agree with them, but without actually committing to what they're saying is right. So that's kind of a neutral phrase to kind of get around what they're saying and keep the conversation sort of on an even playing field. If you're getting ready to blow up and you're feeling, your blood boiling and you're getting ready to blow up, I want you to pause. So in anger management classes and domestic violence classes, they teach men or sometimes women who were charged with domestic violence to pause for the cause. So I want you to pause, and I want you to compliment that person instead. Think about things that you actually like about the other person, and there are always things that we can find in other people that we admire, and I want you to take that contrary behavior and I want you to compliment them instead. So take that, pause, and compliment the other person instead. The other thing you can do is do some writing in your iPhone. You can just say, excuse me, I need to send a text, and go into your iPhone in your notes and do a little writing and just write that so-and-so is driving me effing crazy, and just get some of that toxicity out. So-and-so is driving me effing crazy, and just say anything you want in your iPhone. He or she just is driving me so crazy, I want to do blah blah blah, whatever it is that you want to get up and out, just write it in your iPhone and then delete it. And, again, tell that person, excuse me, I need to go answer an email or a text, and just get the writing out and then immediately delete it. Make sure you delete it. It's safer than writing in a journal, and it will help you process some of that anxiety and toxicity you might be feeling being around that person. If you're visiting that person locally, you may want to consider limiting your time with that person. If you're visiting someone out of town, you may want to consider staying in a hotel. If that person is coming to visit you, you may want to consider treating that person to a hotel. You'll be surprised. People want their own space as well. If you can afford to rent a car, then rent a car and take a drive if you need to on your own. These tricks may feel unnatural at first. You may feel like you're not being yourself, but when you can keep the peace, you'll feel good about yourself. If you can keep the peace and you leave that visit without an argument, you're going to feel really good. And you know what's going to happen? You're eventually going to start liking that other person. Trust me on that. You can do it. You can visit that other person without there being an argument. And you know what? If there is an argument, even if there's a big blowout, if you bring these tricks with you, you know what? You're getting better. So that's my video, and please feel free to reach out and let me know how your visit goes. Thank you so much for watching.